Good morning, student. Today I am going to discuss with you about the chapter Human Capital Formation, chapter number 5. The main topic of chapter number 5 are human capital, significance of human capital, sources of human capital and its growth, relationship among human capital, human growth, human development, right? Then the last topic, growth of education sector in India, is deleted this year, but in coming year this topic would be there. So my dear student, you know, see, it is very important to understand this topic, right? It's very important topic, and we should know what is the role of human capital formation in the growth of the country, right? So we will begin from the concept and types of human capital formation. Human capital refers to the stock of skill and expertise of a nation at a point of time. It is sum total of skill. It is sum total of skill. So, concept of types of capital and human capital formation. Human capital refers to the stock of skill and expertise of a nation at a point of time. It is a sum total of skill and expertise of engineers, doctors, professors, workers and workers of all categories who are engaged who are engaged or have the capacity and expertise to be engaged in the process of production. Right, C. So there are two type of capital, right? Three type of capital I should say. Physical capital, financial capital, then sometimes we take working capital also, right? Uh, Physical capital, financial capital, human capital also we can take. Right, C. So my dear student, physical capital means in economics, physical capital or just capital refers to a factor of production or input into the process of production such as machinery, building or computers, tractors, you know, tools, business tools, right, repairing tools, right. So plant, size of plant, you know, these are all part types of physical capital, or we can say fixed capital, right. Financial capital refers to the stock and share of the companies, or these are simply financial claims against assets of the companies. Financial capital consists of titles of ownership of physical capital. So they are also these, that is also financial capital are also part of, you know, my dear student, you know, physical capital. Physical capital. So financial capital consists of titles of ownership of physical capital, stock and shares, right? All are, you know, my dear student, part of, you know, physical capital. So human capital formation is most important, right? When we talk of human capital formation, we talk of, my dear student, you know, ability of the people, right? Knowledge of the people, expertise, experience, right? You know, Nelson Mandela stated once, education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. Yes, that is correct. Everybody has the same view that, you know, my dear student, education is most important thing which can change the world, right? So for every economy, education is very important, because, you know, if the laborers or workers are highly educated and experienced and dedicated and have knowledge they can create new inventions, new they can bring new technology, they can create innovations, different type of innovations to increase the production, to increase the development of the country. So human capital formation is the process of acquiring and increasing the number of persons who have the skill, education and experience which are essential for the economic and political development of a country. So CM Mayor gave this definition. So this is also very important, right? So meaning of human capital formation. So I am going to give my own definition. It's very simple. Human capital formation refers to development of abilities and skill among the population of the country. Right, C. It is a process of acquiring and increasing the number of persons who have the skills, education and experience. Human capital formation is associated with the investment in man and his development and creative and productive resources. So, this is the human capital formation, and we can increase human capital formation in every country. So, we can create difference between physical capital, human capital and financial capital also. Physical capital refers to stock of produced means of production. The first, second, human capital formation. Human capital refers to the stock of skill and expertise of a nation at a point of time. Human capital refers to the stock of skill and expertise of a nation at a point of time. Right? That is correct. So financial capital refers to the stock, shares of the companies, or these are the simply financial claim against assets of the company. Right? See. So that is the important thing. These are not part of fixed asset. They are somewhat, kind of floating assets. Right. It consists of machine production plant beside the stock of tools and implements. An important characteristics of physical capital is that it consists of man-made things which are used for further production of goods and services. It is a sum total of skill and expertise of engineering. Engineers, my dear student, engaged or have the capacity and expertise to be engaged in the process of production. Financial capital consists of titles of ownership of physical capital. Right. It consists the name of the assets. So what type of assets were purchased by the person. Next. Now the question comes, how can we increase the human capital formation? There are two methods to increase the human capital formation. On the job training, off the job training. Two methods. On the job training, off the job training. On the job training means you appoint, those students who are still not completed their training or their course, right? Or they are in final phase of completing their training, right? Or education. So these type of students are given some knowledge on the machines, right? Some kind of training, and so that they can develop the skill, so that they should know their profession. It enables them to raise the level of their efficiency, productivity. Firms are always inclined to undertake on the job training programs because return on account of enhanced productivity. far exceed the cost of such program. Expenditure on such training program therefore is yet another important determinant and a source of human capital formation. You know, my dear student, these two methods, this on the job training means you are doing job also and you are getting training. So in this type of job, students, or workers, right, employee gets, stipend type or gross fixed consolidated amount of the salary from the organization, and people seniors of the same department teaches in the various type of skills technology, right, they train the workers, they train the workers, therefore, but it is a expensive method because training this type of training imparts the expenditure, and company has to see the provision of the expenditure. So that is why on the job training is now slowly decreasing, but this is one of the best method of providing the training to the employees, right? So we can say then off the job training, on the off the job training program, my dear student, you know uh, students are not employee of the company, they were just given a project to complete the task, right? They were told to go in the field to the research. Every day they have given the work by their senior, right? Their trainer, they gave them some work, either to go in the market to talk about these product, to do the market research operations, or some other type of product, right? They are given. So off the job training means they are not on the job, but they are not on the job for that time period on which they are getting the training, but the pay and regular allowances they will use to get as per the company policy, right? So various type of workshops are conducted by the organization. See, very big organization for 5 days, 7 days, 8, 15 days training, 1 month training, so that employees can brush up their knowledge, enhance their knowledge about the production. So there are some other program also that is called adult education program. We can provide the training to the adult education program. Then we have migration. Migration contributes to human capital formation also, as it facilitates utilization of otherwise inactive skills of the people, or it facilitates fuller better utilization of the skill. Migration involve cost of transportation from one place another place, cost of living in different social environment, because gains of migration in terms of higher salaries are greater than the cost of migration, implying that migration leads to human capital formation, and we can utilize the human capital uh, resource completely. So that is also very important, right? So capital and human capital development, and the next topic we are going to discuss about. Human capital is means to an end. Human capital is a means in the sense that it consists of skills as used in the process of production. It consists of know-how, abilities, expertise used as input. Increase in the productivity is the end result. Human development is an end itself. It refers to development of the individuals as valuable personalities by acquiring good education, and attaining good health. Human capital occurs when more and more individuals in society are educated, healthy, and skill oriented. So, so this is the difference between the human capital formation and you know human capital development. Role of human capital formation, that is important point. Now change in, we can see role of human capital formation or human capital formation and economic growth. Following are the observation I have found that I am going to highlight here. Change in the emotional and mental environment. Right, human capital formation generate a change in the emotional and material environment of growth. Emotional environment becomes conducive to growth as per people tend to acquire growth oriented attitude and aspirations. Material environment becomes helpful to growth as the society now possess higher number of skilled and trained workers to to innovate skills. Human capital formation facilitate innovations. Right, this is one of the important thing. Large undercurrent of growth and development, larger the number of skilled and trained personnel, greater the possibility of innovation in the area of production and related activities. Innovation is the lifeline of growth. Human capital formation increases productivity of physical capital, referring to output per unit of capital. Specialized engineer and skilled workers can certainly handle machines better than the other. It enhances productivity and accelerate the pace of growth. Higher rate of participation and equality. By enhancing productive capacity of the labor force, human capital produces greater employment. This increases the rate of participation. Higher the rate of participation, greater is the degree of economic and social equality in the society. Higher the rate of participation, right, means higher the productivity and higher the rate of equality among the society. So this is also very important. So my dear student, you know, so this is the, then comes to the problems. Now problems in developing the capital formation. First of all, there are certain problems which we find that in developing the education. First of all, we have gender inequality. We have gender inequality. Gender inequality is the first problem, right? People, give more opportunity to male members rather than female members. So then poverty is second problem. Poverty is other problem, right, which people are facing, right? Still 40% of people of India are not able to provide higher education to their wants. I must say 60% people, not 40% people. 40%, 60% people are not able to provide higher level of education to their wards and children. Then this poverty, then next problem is coming up, that is the privatization of education. Education is gradually becoming private and private. Privatization of education is taking place, right, in which the poor people cannot get admission to their wards because they are not able to pay the fees of the, their wards. So this is the another problem. Next, distant education, distant schools. The schools, distance of the school. The distance of the school in that town, villages or towns is too much. So that is another problem. And students are not able to go too far enough to attend the classes. Right, see. So this is the another problem, that is schools are at distant level. So my dear student, these are the problem which arises in the human capital formation in India. So we have to think about these problem, and we should think on the lines of gender equality. We should think on the line of no differentiation, casteism, right? So poverty is the, we should try to overcome the poverty, right, in order to uh, remove the problem of human capital formation in India. Okay, my dear student, thank you. God bless you. Right.